If you like this video, why not subscribe?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the weekly recap Q&A. That's the show where I sit in my car because the acoustics are good and it's a portable studio, so I can do this show anywhere and do it in about a 2-hour window. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning right now, and I'm going to share with you all the links from last week that accumulated on Facebook and Twitter. You can find those down below in the description, so if that's all you're interested in, check them out. Otherwise, I'm going to answer questions from comments and emails that I had last week and share my answers. Last week the question was, should I sell stuff? Because I'm always getting inquiries about if I could make and sell the rigs that I build. And I was I was kind of moving a little more toward the fence instead of being just a solid no, just because people keep asking me, and maybe the appeal of a little extra money was there. But many of you brought me back down to earth and realized what a headache that can be. Even though I still have an idea of maybe selling some parts, like the PVC plugs that people I use in a lot of builds and people have a hard time finding. I could see maybe being able to sell those to people who can't find them by just buying them and selling them in a package, like maybe 5 or 10 or something of 2 different sizes. That would be easy, and I can help everybody out who seem to have a problem doing that. So that's something I'm looking into. But as far as building the rigs, it's pretty much, like people have convinced me that I'd be kind of crazy to try and do that just because of all the headaches it would cause. So thank you for your input, appreciate it. This week, the question you can see above, we're going to get to in a minute, as it's sort of putting out the question to everybody, to a question that someone has asked me. So let's go ahead and get right on to the questions. That you may have noticed, I've changed locations and I'm back in the parking lot since school is back in. I am now back in the school parking lot, which doesn't mean much to everybody, except I know it's a lot more interesting than that boring white fence in my apartment parking lot, and there's probably more animal activity in the background. So for those of you that are squirrel watchers or raccoon watchers who pointed it out in the past, there you go. Okay, the first question is a comment posted on my Sony Vegas Zoom H1 scripts and keyboard shortcuts. This is from Film Experimente. They ask, I know this is asking a lot, but could you maybe try at least to include a few more general comments into those Sony Vegas episodes so they are not completely useless for the rest of us? Yes, I'll try and maybe apply some things maybe across the board. Thank you for asking that. I mean, I'm not going to change doing Sony Vegas stuff because that's the editor that I use, and I'm not just going to change editors due to popular demand if that's the case, because I like Sony Vegas and so I want to talk about it and I can share things that I've learned over the years using it. But I will try and maybe incorporate some more general things into that so that it isn't as useless. I realize it's sort of a narrow topic show, but there's really nothing wrong with that, and I'm sure there's lots of tutorials on other editors out there, but that's the one I know, so that's the one I talk about. But thanks for telling me that. I'll definitely try and work in more things, more general information that can apply to everybody, because I get the impression you're still watching the show even though you don't use Sony Vegas, so I thank you for that, and I will make an attempt to maybe broaden the appeal even though it's still focused on that one editor. Okay, Macro 820 commented on Trolley Dolly cameras, the DIY camera slider, and they ask, how scalable do you think this would be? I'd like one at least twice as long. You know, it's those rails, the shelving rails that I use, I ended up cutting one in half, but you could buy the absolute maximum length, which I think is like 9 feet or something, and use 2 of them. The only catch for that is that you can't mount that on a tripod. It would just be too bouncy on the ends. But you could easily mount them on 2 sawhorses or something similar, or maybe 2 tripods, keep the support on both ends, although it might bow in the middle a little bit. I'm not sure. You could try it, but I think that's definitely viable and not that expensive. So there you go, 2 sawhorses, 2 tripods. Just don't try and do it in the middle like I've got, or it's definitely going to bounce when you get to the ends. Jose Lopez sent me an email. He says, do you have any suggestions on frugal data management and backups? And this is what leads to the question, how do you archive and back up your video? I don't have any real amazing way to do it. I just, I usually do everything on my laptop, and when my hard drive gets dangerously full, I offload everything to an external drive. And I have several external drives, although I don't have several external drives with the same data. That might be a good idea to have a backup and then another backup of that backup. Hard drives are pretty cheap, external drives, so you can get a terabyte for $100, an external drive, a USB drive. So that's what I do. And but if anybody has any better ideas, or maybe you could fill us in about what frugal ways you have of backing up your data. I mean, some of you are probably using RAIDs or something like that. Fill us in, comment below so we know what you're doing, so that we could benefit from it. If you've got a cheaper way or a better way that you can archive your video, hey, tell us so that we can benefit from your knowledge. Von Darius commented, or sent me an email commented on the channel, actually the whole channel, saying, how would you go about mounting an 8-inch portable DVD player to your rig to use as an external monitor? And I'm guessing you're thinking of mounting it to the Frugal Crane, perhaps. Some people might be using monitors on their PVC stabilizer rig. But if you watch the Frugal Crane 2.0 episode, I've got a small portable 7-inch TV mounted to my crane via the Frugal Clamp. In fact, actually, I just leave a link for the Frugal Clamp episode, because my little 7-inch TV, actually that episode was created because I wanted to be able to mount this little 7-inch TV that didn't have any mounting threads on it. And in that video I basically stuck a SEMA quick connect plate to the back of the monitor with this super strong double stick tape you can find at Radio Shack. But if you look in that Frugal Clamp episode, which I'll leave an annotation to and a link below, that'll give you the basics about how I did it. And then also I use it again in the Frugal Crane 2.0 episode, so you can get an idea. I actually had a little extension on it. And those two things are actually leading me toward doing a DIY episode on building a magic arm, or a friction arm, which will give you more flexibility. And I'll be doing that in the near future, so you can see how you can mount your monitor or anything else on a much more movable and configurable arm. Okay, that's all the questions for this week, and I'm glad, because it's really hot in my car right now. Since I changed locations or went back to school, I'm no longer in the shade when I do the show, so my car is sort of turning into an oven. So if you want more information, go to thefrugalfilmmaker.com. That's my blog, the hub of everything that I'm doing. Twitter, I'm at Frugal Filmmaker. There's the Facebook group, which is growing. Lots of great information there. You can post questions and find really good deals. Post your video for critiques. There's all kinds of great people there that are constantly supporting our community. And then of course there's the YouTube channel right here. So that's it. Have a great week. We'll be back this Wednesday or Thursday. There'll be another show. And I'll see you next week on the weekly recap Q&A. Bye.